We are now moving on to our next topic for today, which is marketing and communications. That is, how do we attract people? How do we get visitors into the regions? And we will hear 3 good practices on ideas from 3 regions, from Hamburg Metropolitan Region, from Ljubljana Urban Region, and from Paris. And we will start with an example from Hamburg Metropolitan Region, from the Elbe on the upriver side of Hamburg to the east, southeast. Actually, we would have gone there, not to this festival that we are going to hear about, but to the town of Lauenburg, which we see on this picture. And yes, it's the Elbe region that is represented by Jens Kowald, who many of you know. So he is on holiday, and so he will. So we have Sarah Staub from his region to present this good practice. Sarah, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Are you able to understand me quite good? Great.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
I will start first with a big hello. I'm glad to see some familiar faces again. First, I would like to introduce myself briefly. My name is Sarah Staub. I am a project manager at a tourism consultancy in Hamburg, and I'm responsible for the coordination of the project Kurs Elbe, about which I will also tell you about a little bit later. But today I would like to introduce you to our Elbe Festival. Next slide, please. Yeah, next slide was good. Yes, thank you. On the map, you can see our project region. It is located east of Hamburg and stretches for about 160 kilometers along the Elbe River. The Kurs Elbe project is an interstate cooperation project with 6 partners from 5 different federal states in Germany, where they have joined their forces. One of these partners is the district of Bergedorf. It's in the very east of Hamburg, so it's only one district of Hamburg. And the other 5 partners are districts from 4 other federal states. So the aim of the project is to develop the Elbe section between Hamburg and Wittenberge as a local recreation and tourism region. It fulfills a networking function of cross-state tourism offers, and a sub-project of the Kurs Elbe project is the Elbe Festival. This is what I'm presenting you today, but first a short film with impressions from last year on the next slide.
Close your eyes with me, start imagining a world full of love. We can change the stars with our hands and hearts, make them shine on us. But no, don't worry, darling, they won't stop staring, but soon they'll be caring. Come from near and far.
Okay, well, thank you, Thomas. So I start with a presentation about the festival itself now. So I'll present what is the product service, how it all started, how it was developed, how it is managed. On the next slide, please. You can see some impressions of the festival. The festival has been taking place every year since since for 8 years already in April, on a Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. But this year, unfortunately, it could not take place because of the Corona pandemic. But we hope all that the situation will calm down by the coming April in 2021, and that we can celebrate the Elbe Festival as usual. The venues are the Schifferstadt Lauenburg and the community of Hohnstorf, which are located on two opposite banks, two opposite sides of the Elbe, in two federal states, in two different federal German states. Guests will be offered a varied program on both sides of the Elbe. There will be bands playing live music, various shows, show acts. There's a colorful market, a wide range of offers and activities that encourage people to participate, such as a storyteller, a chain carousel, and a variety of drinks and food stalls. Visitors can also take part in sightseeing tours and boat trips. And the highlight of the festival is the parade of ships. It is worthwhile to secure a good place directly on the banks of the Elbe to watch the ships. From 2021, no, it's just yeah, thank you. From 2021, in another additional highlight on the water will be water skiing from the Water Ski Club of Hamburg. We are still trying to figure out to make it possible. The event itself is an event for young and old people. The main target groups are families, but also ship enthusiasts and event lovers. One thing that might be important is that the festival is located directly on the Elbe cycle route, the Elbe Radweg, which is one of the most popular long distance cycle routes in Germany. For visitors, as the question has been asked before as well, how to get there with public transport. Most people don't go there by public transports; they come by car. And one of the yeah, venues offers a shuttle service to a large car park, little outside the event, and it's well frequented as well. The Elbe Festival was initiated as a part of the cooperation project Kurs Elbe, and it's organized by the two municipalities in cooperation with the project office, the Elbe Boatmen, the local associations, and the local fire brigades. So next slide, please. How much is it cost and how is it financed? The entire event is free of charge for visitors, but of course they have to pay for food and drinks. The festival itself is financed by various sponsors, such as banks and other businesses. They are presented on all our marketing materials. But the main part of the cost and the biggest part of the organization is borne by the two municipalities. Depending on weather conditions, the Elbe Festival has been able to achieve constant visitor numbers of between 8,000 and 10,000 visitors in the recent years. The event takes almost exclusively place outside. Only a few guided tours take place indoor. On this day, on the festival day, for example, you can visit a shipyard, which is otherwise only accessible for a limited number of visitors. On the festival mile, there are also information tents about the entire project. There are all partners of the overall project provide information about their tourist offers in their own regions. An average of 200 copies of our own image brochure about the region is given, or 500 pocket planner, which contains information about the project, about the offers of boat tours, and about the region in general. The challenge of the event is definitely to find enough ships each year to offer round trips and sightseeing for the guests. This is a very difficult task because there has been a decline in passenger shipping on the Elbe in the recent years. Next slide, please. Yeah, the project has a major influence on the attractive marketing and presentation of the region, and serves to convince the visitors to take a trip to the region after the event and tell friends and family about it. Although the festival is free of charge for visitors, it has a big impact on the region. The festival has linked the two places from different federal states more closely. They work more together. At the festival, many tourist companies present themselves, but also many craftsmen, musicians, and the diversity of the tourist and non-tourist offer of the whole region is presented in a single event. Around the festival, we often have slightly increased overnight stays in the region, but we cannot prove that the higher number of overnight stays are directly related to the festival. So next slide, please. Yes, the Elbe is connecting, the Elbe River is the connecting link in the strategy of Kurs Elbe. The festival is an important element within the strategy as it presents the different regions together. The venue is centrally located in the middle of the region. So furthermore, events are always very grateful for online marketing, press relations, social media, and all partners advertise for the entire region on their own platforms. So they have committed in our strategy to this. Yeah, the Elbe Festival is the strongest marketing instrument we have to make the inhabitants of the region aware of the overall project Kurs Elbe. The next slide, please. The festival attracts mainly guests from rural areas and thus contributes to attracting many guests from outside the city centers. The next slide, please. There's one before. Isn't there a slide before? One is missing. So okay. Yeah, do the next one. Okay. The festival is marketed through various channels. The posters are put up at frequented locations in the federal states every year. Flyers with detailed information on the program, the participating ships and the shuttle service is distributed, and the relevant tourist information offices and at trade fairs. In addition, advertisements will be placed in daily and monthly magazines before the event, and on the homepage of Kurs Elbe, of course, as well, is also presented with the program. Especially the marketing and social media channels plays an important role. The Elbe Festival is marketed on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube with the image film you watched. We have press releases. Yeah, and another very important marketing approach of the festival is the word of mouth propaganda. The Elbland Festspiele, another event in the region that attracts a large number of visitors as well. We advertise each other. They advertise us and we advertise them. So in addition, the individual partners of the project participate and integrate the Elbe Festival to their own marketing channel to promote it. Next slide, please. Yeah, this year the Elbe Festival was held for the first time under its new name. Or it was to be held, it wasn't, but we tried to, because until now it was called Kurs Elbe Day. But again and again, we were told that many visitors who have never been there before could not imagine anything under the name. So therefore, we decided to change the name. Next slide, please. So if we started anew, what would you have done differently? If we had the chance to do something different again, we would have called festival the Elbe Festival from the beginning, and we also never managed to establish a proper evaluation of the festival. So, but in the future, we would like to carry out a monitoring for the whole project, and the Elbe Festival also play a role in this, be able to better evaluate the radiance in the future. Next slide, please. One key aspect we are most proud of, I think we are most proud of the increasing number of visitors in the region. The Elbe Festival is well known and very popular, and also has a unique selling point, as there are hardly any festivals along the Elbe River that cross the borders of federal states. And another point worth mentioning is the cohesion among the partners, which this festival brings with it, because since 2012, all partners are still involved every year with full commitment and passion. So the next and last slide, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for your attention and look forward to your questions. Perhaps you will visit the Elbe Festival one day. You are most welcome.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. So, and I think there were some questions, Marion? Are you going to read
Yes,
them?
there are. So let's see. Wilde from Kaunas would like to know whether there is a specific topic for the festival each year. I think there isn't.
No, there isn't.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, the overall topic is always the Elbe River, and we want to concentrate on offers on the river, and it's our focus.
I think one of the USP is really to see the old ships, the ships, they come all together in a great parade, showing what is on the river possible. The
Yes.
old ones, the historic ones, the new ones. That is really impressive, and yes, you can't see it anywhere else, I think. Yes, she also wants to know whether the profile of your visitors is changing during the year or during the day, or what do you know about your visitors?
Yeah, that's the problem, as I mentioned in one of the last slides, that we are not monitoring the event itself. So we don't do a survey, or we don't look closely to our visitors. So we don't know. We have to evaluate what we see. So we can see it's families, it's people coming with bikes, it's elderly people, a lot of elderly people as well. So we are not really monitoring, but we want to start it as a part of our whole project monitoring next year. So that's one big issue.
Yeah. And do you plan to develop the festival any further, maybe in terms of coronavirus pandemic issues and restrictions, so they can come again and again, or last maybe to next year? Do you have any developing plans concerning this?
At the moment, we are still thinking that it could not take place next year. So the plans did not start at this moment. So we don't think we can hold the festival next year. So we'll wait a little longer. Maybe we can start again in 2022.
Yes, you start promoting in February roundabout, so normally?
Yeah, with a big promoting, yes, in February, January, February, yeah. But with the planning, last time we already started 6 months before the event with the big planning, and we didn't start yet. So.
Yes, and one question from Paris, from Camille, is whether you thought about extending the festival to other participants from other municipalities in the region, not only Hohnstorf and Lauenburg.
We try to. There's one thing, there are not that much bridges over the Elbe River. So if you are crossing the river, you need a bridge, or you need a harbor for the ships, for the shuttle service ships. So you have to find two spots that are reachable with ships and close to each other. So we found that this spot is the best place. So we never thought about having more municipalities and yeah, to include them.
Yes. There are two more questions from Camille. Do you also target at Hamburg tourists with your festival, or more or less inhabitants from the region in Hamburg?
No, it's more the inhabitants of the region. It's not a tourist, because if you are a tourist in Hamburg, as everybody knows, if you are a first visitor, you don't go 40 kilometers away from Hamburg. You stay in Hamburg to watch the local tourist highlights. So it's not our first target. What we do is people from the Elbe Radweg, from the Elbe cycle route, which are usually cycling more than one part of it, and with the destination Hamburg. So we want them to stop at the festival. That's what we do. So we do advertising in the Elbe cycling route for sure, but we are not targeting the tourists in Hamburg.
Mm.
Mm.
And did the festival and the events during the festival help to develop new activities on a regular basis in the region, permanent activities or regular activities?
Not as far as I know. Yeah.
But the whole project has.
The project does, but not the event. Yeah.
Yes, because the event is part of a project, and I think we will hear about the project in more detail in probably January, February in the next webinar. Sorry, but not on the spot, but we will hear more about the project, which was the Metropolitan Region of Hamburg project, a lead project, at a later time, I think, because they did much more than just the festival.
Yes, helping marinas, setting up new little marinas like this.
Yes. Okay, are these all questions?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay, then thank you again, Sarah. And we will move from the Elbe to Ljubljana region, where they have set up an online portal in order to enable visitors to find offers for or routes for cycling, walking, and so on. And we will hear more about it from Natasha from Ljubljana. Natasha, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tanya. So good morning to everyone and greetings from Ljubljana as well. I am a project manager within the Regional Development Agency of the Ljubljana Urban Region, which is one, next slide please, which is one of 12 statistical regions in Slovenia. It's located in the heart of Slovenia, or the central Slovenia. So yesterday we were seeing hearts on apples. So today you can see love in the name of our country, and we are proud of it. Our statistical region covers the area of more than 1/12 of our of the whole Slovenia, and we have more than 1/4 of Slovene inhabitants, and it unites Ljubljana, the capital city, and 25 other municipalities surrounding Ljubljana in the radius of between 35 to 40 kilometers. Next slide, please. So a regional development agency is a legal entity promoting development at regional level according to the national law. Each region has its own regional development agency, just to understand how it's organized in Slovenia. So we are the bridge between the national level and local. We support sustainably oriented businesses, infrastructural, social, cultural, and creative activities. We also encourage connecting and developing of the partnership between various stakeholders, and we advise and help to municipalities to find financial sources so that they can prepare, coordinate, and implement their projects. Here you can see some photos of Ljubljana, which was the European Green Capital in 2016. In 2010, it was the World Book Capital. Since 2015, it's UNESCO it's UNESCO Capital of Literature, and we are the candidate. Not just Ljubljana, but the whole region united the forces and prepared for the candidature for European Capital of Culture for 2025. You can see also on left side, you can see Ljubljana, and we have a little island on the top of which is the castle. It's surrounded by the river of Ljubljanica and the Gruber Channel, and the bottom picture is just where the spot called Špica, where Ljubljanica, the river of Ljubljanica divides. The left part that you can see from these staircases, it's the river of Ljubljanica, and the front part in front of the staircases, it's the beginning of the Gruber Channel. The next slide, please. As I mentioned before, we encourage municipalities and we support them to prepare their own projects, but sometimes we also manage the projects on behalf of municipalities, and that was the case with this project back in 2010, and then implementation phase was from 2011 to 12 for 15 months. It is the portal, the online guide to cycling, hiking, and running in our region. Ljubljana, the city of Ljubljana, and 7 other municipalities joined the project. Actually, Ljubljana initiated it because, sorry, this project was designed as a continuation of previous ones in the region, like regional cycling trails network and hiking trails network, and as well regional cycling route portal. Sorry. And so there were already, on this portal, there were already some cycling routes, which were now upgraded, of course, and widened to the region, into the region. All routes have very rich descriptions and photographic materials, maps, and also they, beside the spots of natural and cultural heritage, there is also a list of tourism offer, and each trail has its profile, and all data can be, of course, also downloaded either to GPS device or printed out. And I would like to emphasize that the start and end points of all trails or routes, that they are accessible also via public transport, either city or regional buses and trains. Next slide, please. I would suggest to have a look at this short video just to get an impression about this portal, and it has more than 2,500 kilometers of routes and 107 routes in total. maybe that I can mention one while we are waiting for the video, that primary, it was the portal was prepared as for citizens for their recreational needs, and for daily visitors, for tourists as well, but not in the first plan. On the video, which was prepared many years ago in 2012, at that time the running trails were still in preparation. Of course, nowadays they are all on the portal. Maybe just I mentioned already when it took place. Now the budget. The total budget was, as you can see, a bit more than 400,000 euros, and more than 75% was from ERDF funds, and the rest was the budget of 8 municipalities. The project was developed in the previous programming and report and financing period, and regional development program of the Ljubljana Urban Region is the main strategic document in the region. And in the previous programming period, we had different instruments that we do have nowadays. So the implementation plan, we had the implementation plans, and in one of them it was the project was also submitted. And nowadays it's a bit different. Maybe we can go to another slide. Okay, these are still the results achieved. So the common web portal of 8 municipalities, we developed standards of the portal because there were some preconditions which routes could be put on the portal. As I mentioned before, some routes were already from the city of Ljubljana from the previous portal, and now more than 90 new routes were visited, described, and included on the portal. They were already the existing ones, but the precondition was that they are well marked, that they have points of culture, interesting points of either cultural or natural heritage, that they are well equipped, I mean, and also maintained, that they have some tourism offer, like inns and I mean something, so food and beverage. And then of course, there were many cycling maps of the city of Ljubljana and other cities are also displayed on the portal, as well as, of course, maps. And we prepared also several promotional materials. Please, next slide. We had some challenges, yes, because when we prepared and when we submitted actually the project itself, there were no, back in 10 years ago, there was no app available, but then during the lifetime of the project, it was not possible to include it. And there are some, of course, limitations also due to public funds, up to 5 years after the project end. This project encouraged other municipalities to join as well, but there was a restriction for the next call. If we wanted to submit, the limitation, the minimum budget was 600,000 euros, but we didn't manage to come to this minimum, so we couldn't submit because other municipalities wanted to join, but it was not enough. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, in the new reporting, in the new programming and financing period, now in the current one, the implementation instruments for the regional development program changed, and it was not possible. The circumstances and possibilities were not the same again. We have started other projects and supported and encouraged municipalities to do several projects in the region. So let's say multimodal urban mobility projects. So the city of Ljubljana and 10 other municipalities have been building regional cycling links to ensure sustainable mobility, not only for daily commuters and visitors, but also tourists will use it. Then back in 2018, the regional sustainable urban mobility plan and 9 local ones were prepared. Everything was related, of course, with e-mobility. So e-charging, e-cars, e-trains, trains, e-bikes, e-car sharing system, and a wider e-bike renting system is planned until 2025. The city of Ljubljana already have e-train, and it's mainly for tourists visiting the city center and go to if they want to go to the castle, and they have also tourist information on board. And then there is another possibility in the region, so to have projects within community-led local development, and 12 municipalities out of 26 are involved or have been involved in the project Easy on the Bike. and that also means new charging stations, stops for cyclists, bicycle stands, posts, and with several services possible, and new e-bikes will be also bought also for trekking. And these are what you see here, all projects and mentioned and developed based on the regional development program in the of our region in the current programming period. And for star city, for the topics of the star cities, all three priorities are relevant. But here I would mention only a few measures. Probably you have read it already: building tourism infrastructure and designing innovative tourism services, promotion of public transport use, and promotion of non-motorized mobility. The next slide, please. If our regional development program is the main regional document, strategic document, in the field of tourism, it's the tourism development and marketing strategy. The current one is still in charge. I mean, it's still in place till 2022. It is led by the tourism of Ljubljana, because this is the regional destination organization since 2011, and of course it collaborates closely with all municipalities within the region. And the main, this tourism strategic document has also 5 priorities and each priority several measures. And one of these priorities is sustainable mobility. And the key measure for the topic that we have been talking about today, cycling, hiking, is a promotion of sustainable mobile connectivity in the region. And actually these activities are run by our regional development agency. The document itself, this strategy, has also 6 product groups, and one of them is active in the region. And the regional product that was identified as the main priority is cycling and hiking. So the trails in the region were selected and will be still selected, and will be also upgraded with marketing tools. The next slide, please. The cycling trails, some suggestions were already given on the website of Tourism Ljubljana as the regional destination organization for our region, and also some hiking trails. But there is also a new new tourism strategy for Ljubljana and the region from 2020 to 25 is in the final phase. And I haven't seen and read it yet, but according to the Tourism Ljubljana staff, they want to improve accessibility and sustainable mobility also within this strategy. And this will include also cycling routes and bringing the whole region closer to the guests as a cycling region, I mean as a cycling destination. With regard to our, let's say, portal, Let's Go, I would say it's a very good starting point for potential development of tourism products. And of course, as I mentioned before, it was primarily meant for citizens and for recreational purposes outside city centers. And we are very fond of sports in Slovenia. cycling, running, hiking, and in winter skiing. But of course, we would like to offer our nature and activities and attractiveness of the region also to tourists. And actually, all these routes that are already on the portal could be upgraded, could be prepared, these ITPs, so integrated tourism products, could be prepared. Of course, they should be guided, let's say, but this is not in domain of our work in the regional agency. So the next slide, please. Because there was a question, I think, if you have, what would you change if you can, and what would you have done differently today? Certainly in 2010, I wouldn't change anything because it was not possible to add this web, mobile app. But nowadays I would opt for public-private partnership approach, whoever would prepare this project, and because it's not in our domain to prepare tourism products, and but would be wise to include tourism services providers. There was a great response of citizens since the beginning, because we have been promoting since the beginning, and also nowadays the portal at events at and let's say at European Mobility Week, at all sport events, at events related to healthy lifestyle, and at tourism fair in Ljubljana. And if you're interested, I can tell you later also the numbers of visitors on our portal. But I think that also there is a good approach and presentation of trails. Perhaps you got an idea when watching the video, but as this portal is available in 4 languages, so you can have a look closely on your own. What you can find in all these descriptions, short, longer ones, course of the trail, of the trails, maps. I mean, you can find all the interesting spots also marked on the maps, as you can see here, these red spots, and so everything is there. So I'm inviting you to pay the visit. And thank you for attention. Next slide is my contact.
Thank you, Natasha.
You're welcome.
I think we have some questions.
Yes, Natasha, I'll read them aloud for everybody. So there are some really practical questions about the management of the portal. You're talking, for instance, about events and calendars, so there are lots of actual informations. How do you manage the updating? Is it done by you or the municipalities themselves? And do you have sometimes a lack of human resources doing all the management and the updating? This is also a challenge, actually, because we don't get additional funds for upgrades or for, let's say, managing it especially, but we do find source for our staff to go to and promote it at events, and also we prepare daily news. The updates of events, news on the web portal and also on the Facebook. But unfortunately, this news now, after the end of the projects, are only in Slovene, because we don't have an additional money, and we don't
we don't get the money from, let's say, we don't, as a region, we don't have any regional money, so to say. That's why I was asking these questions before for regional tourism fund. We get money for our activities from different sources, partly from the ministries, because we have to perform activities for them and tasks for them. And then we get them also from municipalities for the current tasks, but not for something that is already concluded. And mainly from European projects. So, yeah, but we are still do promotion and at events, and as I said, and we have the calendar of events that is updated on a regular basis.
Yes, and do you plan to develop a new version is one more question, and another question targets at the competition from other companies, because for instance in Germany we have strong competition from Komoot and Outdoor Active, who are heavily here on the market and offering hiking and cycling routes and tours, and which is open source portals which everybody can fill in. Yes, in Germany it would be hard to establish another portal. Is it similar? And yes.
No, I'm afraid not. And as we have Tourism Ljubljana working or actually they are the regional destination organization, so they are in charge of tourism promotion. They have several functions: development, promotion, operation, and also marketing. So it's not in our domain. That was the initiative before we got the regional destination organization, because this was also top-down from the Ministry and Directorate of Tourism, that back in 2011 that regional destination organizations were have started, and there was a public invitation and so on and so forth. So it's not our domain to promote, and unfortunately this is, as I said, was meant mainly and primary for inhabitants of the region and of the cities to go and out of the cities. And so I think that Tourism Ljubljana will promote and will prepare also tourist, guide tours for hiking and hiking and cycling. In future with the new within the new strategy. But I cannot speak in their name.
So there's no competition with other online portals concerning these tours and stretches?
Well, I don't think so. There is, we can speak about competition, and we are certainly not monitoring it. What is on Komoot and what is not. I know this, and Outdoor Active. I know these portals, but as I said, if we wanted to do marketing, then we should. It's not our task, no. Of the regional, we are in charge of development and working in let's say as the benefit of its infrastructure, that it's done and promoted by us, but the soft parts should be by the regional destination organization. And I'm sure that they will include more of our trails also on their portal in the future, because some are already on their portal as well, among those suggested ones that I mentioned and that you saw on the slides. I don't know, 12, it was 12 cycling trails and 20 hiking trails. So, and they were also, they know the project because one of them, I mean, of their staff member was was also in our committee when we had this project, Let's Go. So they are very well aware of the project.
And do you plan to develop new version of it, for instance, for web application or mobile application?
Well, that's a good question. If there are resources and such public, I mean, if there are such instruments and public procurements, I mean, not these invitations, sorry, not procurements, public invitations, of course, we can think about, but I don't think, because as I said, it's no, I don't know if there is a use to have also one portal here and another one at the regional destination organization, because nowadays the promotion goes from by the portal of a regional destination organization, which is visitljubljana.si. So the tourists are mainly visiting their website, but citizens are very well aware of our portal, so they are visiting it still regularly. Between 800 and 2,030 users per month, or 44,000 views per year, and 2/3 are new users and 1/3 are repeat visitors. So,
okay. Okay, so thank you.
You're
A very interesting approach and interesting portal. And we move on to another portal, which is the Explore Paris booking platform. Sounds a bit similar, but is maybe different, and we'll learn more about it from François again. François, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Tanya, for the call. I have already introduced myself earlier. I'm François, I work for the Val-de-Marne Tourism Board. My new mission is to present you the Explore Paris booking platform. Next slide, please. First of all, this project was born from a collective work between several institutional structures. In June 2016, Val-de-Marne Tourism Board signed a destination contract with the state and other partners. The name of this contract is Destinations Paris, the Inclusive City. And this contract is a collaborative project with different institutional partners. Paris Convention and Visitor Bureau, Hauts-de-Seine Department, Seine-Saint-Denis Department Tourism Committee, Val-de-Marne Tourism Board, the Paris Public Transport System, the Welcome City Lab, which is a tourism incubator, the Sorbonne University of Paris, and the last one is Atout France, the tourist development agency of France. The 8 groups brought their expertise and mean to the project to renew and boost Paris' image as a tourism destination, and to develop and promote a new urban tourism offer on the wider scale of Greater Paris. Do you know Paris is the ultimate city break destination? Paris is not simply a city center, an abundance of cultural, artistic and festive offers on both sides on the Ring Road attract tourists searching for something different. Greater Paris has decided to boost and develop its tourism offer, in particular to meet young public, European young public, and gain their long-term loyalty. The comprehensive, dynamic, and creative offers based on themes such as street art, architecture, modern art, cosmopolitan, nature, in particular river tourism in the Great Paris, in the Greater Paris, like as the River Marne. The objective is not only to develop the destination's image, but it's also to increase tourism flows from the center of Paris city to the suburban districts and towns, easily accessible by public transport, and to promote these areas and their tourist attraction. Next, please. Next slide, please. Sorry. One of the action of these partnerships was to create a booking reservation, a booking platform, sorry, with this new scale of work. This new platform should make it possible to give more visibility to this little known offer at regional, national, or international level. So in 2018, Explore Paris is created. The finalized offer has been launched in the exploreparis.com e-store, both in French and in English. Tourists and inhabitants can choose from a wide choice of Greater Paris experience to discover the area and meet residents with tours, walks, workshops, cruises, water sport activities, etc. Next slide, please. I would like to show you a video that presents some impression of the nature and water activities services we offer in Explore Paris. You can show the video. Thank you.
Blue skies all the way. We laugh, we joke, we sing. What a beautiful day. Not a cloud in our sight. It's such an adventure, my baby, you and I. Water's crystal clear. Reality so far from here. Never wanna leave this place. Oh, so far from home. No need for nobody else. We've got it all. Life, feeling so high. Living on that night. So precious. No dear thing. Living on that night.
Thank you. This video is about nature and water activities, but it exists with other four other thematics as cosmopolitan culture or street art and different things. What is Explore Paris? Explore Paris is a booking platform promoting guided tours and touristic activities to explore the alternative attraction and secret spot of the capital city and its suburbs. It proposes visits, workshop, cruises, water activities with positioning of the beaten track and little known offer and territory. The classic Paris offer is not integrated as the Eiffel Tower or Louvre Museum is not the objective. opportunity for tourism professional to target regional and national visitors interested by off the beaten tracks activity and visits. And it's an effective booking tool for helping tourism board to develop even closer relation with local stakeholders. Next slide, please. In expropriate, there are 7 categories: walking tours, savoir-faire, art and creation, gastronomy, rivers and canals, about the water activities and cruises, and a category heritage or outdoors. And since COVID-19 crisis, a new category with virtual conferences. This offer is proposed by different types of actors. It can be private, associative, public authority, and with different price, from free up to 80 euro. For information, the average basket is 10 or 14 euro per person. And there are 2 ports, a French and English port, but we have some difficulties to develop the English part. Next slide, please. Just in figures, in 2019, 3,400 euros, 3,400 visits are proposed in expropriate on different time slots. The number of visitors was 49,000 visitors, and the turnover is in 2019 341,000 euros. What is the client profile? It's mainly regional public with 90%, national 8%, and international 2%. The website traffic, you can see the unique visitors and the number of page view, 2 million and 500,000. And the traffic increased since the beginning. And one of our communication tool, it's a newsletter with a lot of subscribers. Next slide, please. How it's managed? It's a special management. 2 public structures manage this platform. It's Seine-Saint-Denis Tourism and Val-de-Marne Tourism for all the Greater Paris. And these 2 structures have the following mission for the best functioning of the platform: contact with partners, support for the project leader, and development of own action, gathering the elements to be able to integrate the project or the activities and the platform. The integration in the back office of the Kurs, it's e-commerce software which name is PrestaShop. One other mission is to the partner relationship management or the customer relationship management. Other mission for these 2 structures is the communication, the promotion about expropriate, and the management of the financial part. For this financial part, by example, our commission according to the selling price of the service between €1 and €6. Then monthly we pay the sales to service providers. From 1st January 2021, we have the project to create a legal structure, economic interest group, which name is GIE Export Paris, to simplify financial management. Next slide, please. For the budget, it's difficult to estimate the number of full-time equivalents working on Export Paris. Indeed, these are not a full-time job on this tool. The employees have other tasks, but if we have to estimate the staff cost, we can say that for support development of the offer and partnership, we can estimate to 3 full-time equivalents, and this job, this staff costs are covered by the contract. For support customer relation management of the platform, we can estimate 2 full-time jobs, and communication, one full-time equivalent and 1 trainee covered by the contract. For the action, all the action are covered by the contract. It's development and maintenance of the platform, €72,000. For the communication part, as press kit, flyers, press reception, referencing, we can estimate at €33,000, and the promotions part, as workshop, we can estimate €50,000. Next slide, please. What's the success factors? This project has allowed to give visibility to an offer that has a little visibility and integrate a peripheral offer in the Paris destination. It's important for us to integrate this offer and the destination Paris. And the second one is this project is a collective project, and that makes it possible to have more importance, this strong partnership for media relation and other communication action. So we work with different political authorities and Paris bureau office. So it's important. Another success factors is to structure and professionalize some partners with frame operation. And the last point is the tool and easy to use system for our partners to manage their booking, access to the back office to download a list of participants. And the next slide, please. What is the challenges? The first challenge is to reaching out to French or foreign tourists. Our project is to create an European network as Star City. Moreover, we are searching structure in Europe, works on this type of positioning, development of an expanded offer. Perhaps you have this type of structures in your territory, so don't hesitate to talk to us about it. The second one is the difficulty in developing tourism projects in English with a lot of competition, and Paris is the most touristic city in the world, and it's very difficult to make a place for a new platform in this large market. And even if it comes to an alternative positioning. Another challenge is the profitability of some tourism product. Difficult to reach, in particular in the River Marne or other product about the river. The cost of renting a boat is very important, and you need a good occupancy rate to be profitable. It's one challenge for us. And the last one, this project is a lot of resource, human resource, staff, but money too. But it's the role of the public structure to make this offer emerge. We think about this. And I think it's all for me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, François. Very interesting. There were some questions, I think.
Yes, François, you were talking about difficulties in promoting for English speakers and people from other countries, because there's a lot of competition. Thomas from Nextdoor would like to know what is your communication strategy concerning foreign people, and do you have a special budget to promote your English sites?
We have a budget integrated in the destination contract, Paris destination contract, and we integrate content and different websites, notably the website paris.info, which is the website of destination of Paris. So we integrate different offers in this website, and we have different action with to promote the destination with a workshop or press reception and different things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Tanya would like to know why it was decided to develop a booking platform instead of a marketing platform.
So before Explore Paris, the different partners had already book platform for locals. So we keep this tool and we create a new with the two.
Okay.
So
I find it interesting. I find this interesting because when I think about creating a booking platform in our very touristically very fragmented area, it would be a taboo. You know what I mean? Because everyone wants to have the revenue from the bookings for themselves, I think, and not, give them to a central booking platform like yours.
Mm-hmm.
So this is amazing to me how this works, and what are the the most that we could do is probably a marketing platform, and even that is not easy. So this was behind my question, because it's how this works in your region, that the destination management organizations say, okay, the gains from this booking platform can go to the central platform and not to us. You know what I mean?
Yes, but the gain is shared.
Yes.
Okay, so it's distributed out again.
Yes, it's distributed between the two structures which manage the platform. So we, the Val-de-Marne Tourism Board, and also the Seine-Saint-Denis Tourism Board. So the commissions we get from all the sales are divided depending on the sales themselves. And also about why we choose to create a booking platform and not just a marketing platform. I think François said that we have a lot of very small players, very small stakeholders. For example, associations or guides, tourist guides.
Guide.
Yes, etc. So they don't have their own booking platform, and sometimes it's hard for them to be included in the offer of larger and bigger platform who are selling like classical to Paris, let's say. So if you are a small association and you come to this kind of big platform and say, okay, I would like to propose you a small visit of this town outside Paris, they will just say no. So
yes, I understand. Okay, so you're also offering infrastructure, so to speak, to them.
And it's not just a booking reservation, it's a service because we help the different partners for structuring their offer. So it's not just a platform, it's a development and an action of development and a booking reservation, but it's not all.
So sometimes it's like the things sometimes for some stakeholders, it's the services they miss to be ready to propose a visit or an activity, because they think it's too complicated to develop an offer, but also to sell it, to communicate on it. So with Explore Paris systems, they just have to organize the visit and we take care of everything else. So it's also why it's really useful to be.
Yes, it helps to develop an offer as well. Yeah, I understand now. Okay, thank you.